Hi, I'm Margot Robbie. I'm hosting the season premiere of SNL this week with musical guest The Weeknd.
Who the hell is this guy?
I'm The Weeknd.
No, you're not. The Weeknd's hair is like...
Yeah, this dude is an imposter.
Imposter.
Yeah, my baby coming now.
Hell with The Weeknd.
No, do it the Bond way. You know, the name's Strong. Cecily Strong.
Sure. Name's Craig. Daniel Craig.
Oh, fun. You go.
Name's Weeknd, The Weeknd.
Less fun, I guess.
Amy, I love Trainwreck.
Oh, I'm so glad that you saw it.
Yeah. Oh, I love trains, so.
There were no trains.
Yeah, I know, because of the wreck.
Can we get Vanessa back?
Singer, songwriter, and actor The Weeknd has become an almost household name, providing us multiple major hits throughout the years. He claims Michael Jackson, Prince, and R. Kelly as his inspiration, so pop stardom was written. We see headlines of The Weeknd often, so plug in and let's explore the fine print of the story.
Initiating information transfer. Processing facts and data. Data successfully converted. You are now plugged into ColianWire.
1990.
On February 16th, Abel Makinon Tesfaye is born in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, as an only child to Makinon and Sam Rowett Tesfaye. His parents soon split up and he is raised in the Scarborough suburb by his mother and grandmother. Abel's native language growing up is Amharic, and he attends a French immersion school, becoming fluent in 3 languages, Amharic, French, and English.
2007.
At 17, Abel drops out of school and moves into an apartment with 2 friends in the Parkdale neighborhood. During this time, they party a lot, spending all of their money on drugs, even stealing from supermarkets, and Abel experiences homelessness and incarceration during this time. He conceives of his stage name around now from the time that he left home, The Weeknd. He removes the final E to avoid trademark issues with a Canadian rock band called The Weeknd. Prior to this, he went by Kin Kane as part of the duo Bullies and Nerds.
2009.
In August, Abel begins anonymously releasing music to YouTube.
2010.
Abel meets producer Jeremy Rose at a party, where Rose asks if he wants to work together on a dark R&B project. They end up going in different directions because of creative differences, but they do manage to get some songs made, which Abel gets the go-ahead to use as long as Rose receives credit. In December, Abel uploads What You Need, Loft Music, and The Morning to YouTube with the username xoxxxoooxo. On December 12th, Drake posts The Weeknd to his blog, leading him to be covered by Pitchfork and the New York Times.
2011.
The Weeknd meets executives Wasim Sal Slaby and Amir Kash Ismailan, and together they found the XO record label. On March 21st, The Weeknd releases his debut mixtape, House of Balloons, which includes tracks produced by Rose, though Rose doesn't receive credit. In May, he starts working with Drake, getting a spot at the OVO Fest on July 31st. Before that, on July 24th, he has his first live performance at the Mod Club Theatre in Toronto. On August 18th, The Weeknd releases his second mixtape, Thursday. On November 15th, Drake releases his second album, Take Care, including 4 songs that The Weeknd helped on. On December 21st, he releases his third mixtape, Echoes of Silence.
2012.
In September, The Weeknd signs with Republic Records, with EXO becoming a subsidiary label. He also starts The Fall, his first concert tour this month.
Bleep on revolt? You have to bleep the swear words? Fuck you.
On November 13th, he releases the compilation album Trilogy, made of remixed versions of his 2011 mixtapes, as well as 3 new songs. It debuts at number 4 on the Billboard 200 and becomes certified platinum. Abel also wins 2 O Music Awards and a Sirius XM Indie Award this year.
2013.
On September 10th, The Weeknd releases the album Kissland, debuting at number 2 on the Billboard 200. He also adds 2 songs, Devil May Cry and Elastic Heart, to the Hunger Games Catching Fire soundtrack. And he collaborates with the condom company One, giving away limited edition condoms at his shows at the time. Abel also wins 2 Juno Awards, 1 MTVU Woody Award, a Sirius XM Indie Award, and a SOCAN Award this year, and starts the Kissland Fall Tour. MTV also releases the documentary short Road to Release this year, starring The Weeknd.
2014.
In July, Abel releases the song Often, featuring Schoolboy Q. On December 23rd, he releases the song Earned It, which would be included in the soundtrack for 50 Shades of Grey, releasing next year. The song wins him his first Grammy. He also begins the King of Fall tour this year.
2015.
In January, Abel is arrested for punching a police officer in Las Vegas after being taken into an elevator to stop a fight. In April, Abel begins an on-again, off-again relationship with Bella Hadid. In June, he wins the Centric Award at the BET Awards, 2 American Music Awards, 2 GAFA Awards, 4 iHeartRadio Awards, 2 Juno Awards, 1 SiriusXM Award, 7 SOCAN Awards, 2 Soul Train Awards, and 1 YouTube Music Award. On August 28th, Abel releases the album Beauty Behind the Madness, debuting atop the Billboard 200, becoming 6 times certified platinum, becoming the most streamed album of the year, and earning Abel another Grammy. On October 10th, Abel appears on Saturday Night Live alongside Amy Schumer. In November, he begins the Madness Falls Tour, his debut arena tour. He also partners with the electronic vaporizer company Pax Lab for a limited edition vaporizer. On November 17th, Abel collaborates with Alexander Wang on an apparel collection. In December, a lawsuit is brought upon Abel by Cutting Edge Music, alleging that the bass line from his song The Hills was taken from the 2013 sci-fi film The Machine.
2016.
On January 24th, a documentary titled Michael Jackson, Journey from Motown to Off the Wall, featuring Abel, premieres at the Sundance Film Festival. On November 23rd, Abel releases the short film Mania, featuring snippets from his upcoming album, Starboy. It releases on November 25th, debuting atop the Billboard 200, becoming 6 times certified platinum and earning Abel another 2 Grammys. He also won 6 ASCAP Music Awards, 8 Billboard Music Awards, 2 Canadian Radio Music Awards, 2 iHeartRadio Music Awards, 1 Innovator Award, 1 International Dance Film Festival Award, 5 Juno Awards, 1 MTV Europe Music Award, 1 People's Choice Award, 11 SOCAN Awards, and 1 Webby Award. Abel also becomes a creative collaborator and global brand ambassador for Puma this year.
2017.
In January, Abel begins dating actress Selena Gomez. On February 17th, Abel begins the Starboy Legend of the Fall Tour. In October, Abel's relationship with Selena Gomez ends. He also partners with H&M for their men's collection this year, and wins 4 ASCAP Awards, 1 Billboard Power Award, 1 iHeartRadio Music Award, 1 Juno Award, 1 NRJ Award, and 2 SOCAN Awards.
2018.
Abel contributes to the soundtrack for Black Panther. On March 30th, he releases his debut EP, My Dear Melancholy, debuting atop the Billboard 200 and becoming certified platinum. On April 13th, Abel headlines Coachella. On June 8th, the first episode of Abel's new Apple Music radio show, Memento Mori, is released. In July, Abel collaborates with Marvel on a comic inspired by his album, Starboy. In August, he collaborates with A Bathing Ape on an apparel collection. In September, Abel and Daft Punk are sued for allegedly stealing the rhythm in Starboy from the Ethiopian poet and singer Yasmina. On November 21st, he releases a greatest hits album, The Weeknd in Japan. He also starts the Weeknd Asia Tour, and wins this year's Favorite Male Artist Soul R&B American Music Awards, 5 ASCAP Awards, 1 GAFA Award, another Grammy, 2 iHeartRadio Music Awards, and 3 SOCAN Awards. Time also lists him in Next Generation Leaders this year.
2019.
In April, Abel becomes an owner and global ambassador for the esports company Overactive Media. He is also sued this month by a British trio claiming copyright infringement on their song I Need to Love in his song A Lonely Night. On August 30th, he makes his acting debut in the film Uncut Gems at the Telluride Film Festival. His on-again, off-again relationship with Bella Hadid also ends this month. On November 24th, a Mercedes-Benz commercial airs, previewing Unheard The Weeknd music. When he releases the song Blinding Lights on November 29th, it tops the Billboard 200 and becomes the first song in chart history to remain at the top for an entire year, also becoming the longest charting song by a solo artist on the Hot 100, remaining for 90 weeks. Being ranked number 1 greatest Hot 100 song of all time by Billboard, becoming the most streamed song on Spotify with 3.3 billion streams as of the day this is being, which is February 14th, 2025. He also wins 1 ASCAP Award, 1 Billboard Music Award, and 1 iHeartRadio Music Award.
2020.
In January, Abel collaborates on another collection of clothing with Bape. In February, Abel and Kendrick Lamar are sued by the band Yesayer for allegedly sampling their song Sunrise and Pray For Me. On March 7th, Abel makes an appearance on Saturday Night Live alongside actor Daniel Craig. On March 20th, he releases the album After Hours, debuting atop the Billboard 200 and becoming certified triple platinum. A deluxe version with 3 new songs is released on March 29th. On May 4th, he co-writes and appears in an episode of American Dad. In July, he voices 3 characters in the 200th episode of the show Robot Chicken. In August, Abel partners with TD Bank to launch Black House Through House, an entrepreneurial initiative. On October 7th, Abel is appointed as a UN Goodwill Ambassador for the World Food Program, possibly related to a $1 million donation. He also holds a virtual Weeknd experience TikTok concert, raising over $250,000 for the Equal Justice Initiative this year. Time magazine again lists him this year, but in their Time 100 list. And he also wins 3 American Music Awards, 5 AMFT Awards, 2 iHeartRadio Music Awards, 1 NRJ Award, 2 UK Music Video Awards, and 3 MTV Video Music Awards.
2021.
The Weeknd releases another greatest hits album, The Highlights, on February 5th, debuting at number 2 on the Billboard 200. On February 7th, he headlines the Super Bowl 55 halftime show. February 7th also becomes recognized as the Weekend Day in Toronto, Ontario today. In September, he appears on the cover of the monthly issue of GQ magazine. He is also sued by producers Sunil Fox and Henry Strange, claiming that his song Call Out My Name is similar, if not identical, to their 2015 song Vibe King. He has also presented the Quincy Jones Humanitarian Award at the inaugural Music in Action event this year and is listed on the Greatest Pop Stars of 2021 by Billboard. He also wins 1 American Music Award, 1 Apple Music Award, 5 ASCAP Awards, 12 Billboard Awards, 3 iHeartRadio Music Awards, 5 Juno Awards, 2 MVPA Awards, 1 Premios Juventud Award, and 5 SOCAN Awards.
2022.
On January 7th, Abel releases the album Dawn FM, debuting at number 2 on the Billboard 200 and becoming certified platinum. On February 26th, he releases the Dawn FM Experience, a television special with Amazon Prime Video. He also begins a relationship with disc jockey Simi Khadra this month. On March 20th, The Weeknd features in an episode of The Simpsons, and on April 18th, he headlines Coachella again alongside Swedish House Mafia. And he wins 1 ASCAP Award, 1 BET Award, 1 Billboard Award, 1 Grammy, 2 iHeartRadio Music Awards, 2 Juno Awards, 2 Latin American Music Awards, 1 Latin Grammy Award, and 1 MTV Video Music Award. Abel also begins the After Hours Till Dawn tour this year.
2023.
On February 27th, The Weeknd becomes the first artist to surpass 100 million monthly Spotify listeners. On March 3rd, he releases his first live album, Live at SoFi Stadium, peaking at number 173 on the Billboard 200. In April, Abel reveals that he has ADHD. In May, the show The Idol, created by The Weeknd and Sam Levinson, premieres at the Cannes Film Festival. The Weeknd stars in it alongside Lily Rose Depp. On August 28th, HBO announces that The Idol is cancelled after 1 season. Abel also wins 2 Billboard Music Awards, 5 Juno Awards, 2 Latin American Music Awards, and 1 Premio Lo Nuestro Award.
2025.
On January 31st, Abel releases the album Hurry Up Tomorrow, peaking at number 1 on the Billboard 200.
Conclusion.
The Canadian singer The Weeknd, initially going by Kin Kane, began posting music anonymously to YouTube, and he has now earned over 150 awards and become known as influential for his musical innovations. He's appeared in movies, television, headlined festivals, and released 6 studio albums at this point, but only time will tell what's to come. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. If you learned something new, share it for someone else to learn too. If you have any thoughts, suggestions, or recommendations, put them in the comments. Keep up with ColianWire between the videos through Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, linked in the description below. Thanks for plugging in, and I hope you learned something new at least. More is in the works, but for now, it's time to unplug. Much love.